Black Ops 4 launched back in October as one of the most anticipated Call of Duty titles in history, as Treyarch's games have always been some of the hottest ones available in the past, thanks to their iconic zombies mode and critically acclaimed multiplayer experience. Of course, this year we didn't see a full-blown campaign, but that's also something that's caught the attention of players a lot in the past. However though, fast forward 5 months down the road from launch, and here we are where Black Ops 4 has certainly become stale in the eyes of many. So today, I figured we'd break down some of the main things that Black Ops 4 is still missing that could perhaps spice things up for those players feeling a little bit bored or burnt out. What's up guys, Zach or Immortal here, welcome back to the channel and thanks for stopping by. If you're new around here and you want to stay up to date with everything Black Ops 4 related, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on, that way you'll always know when a new video gets posted. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know by dropping a like on it, as it would be much appreciated. Now let's take a look at a handful of things Black Ops 4 is still missing as of right now. For starters, something that I absolutely loved back in Black Ops 3 that unfortunately somehow didn't make it into Black Ops 4 was hero gear for the specialist characters. Hero gear back in Black Ops 3 wasn't anything too crazy or even too flashy, especially compared to some of the later DLC outfits that were released, but nonetheless, hero gear was something that a lot of players enjoyed grinding out simply because it gave them something extra to work towards each and every day. One of my biggest issues with how Black Ops 4 is currently set up is the lack of grindable content the game currently has available. There's actually a pretty small amount of content that is physically unlocked through playing the game and grinding out specific challenges or tasks. Dark Matter, Prestige Master, and 100% completion are really the only actual challenges that we have to grind for in BO4 as of right now, and even then, the only one out of these 3 challenges that's decently rewarding in the slightest is Dark Matter, which by the way is far easier to achieve in this game due to how small the weapon arsenal is compared to previous titles. Master Prestige though offers nothing outside of some extra level icons next to your name, which in their own respect isn't really anything too crazy either, and 100% completion only grants you a calling card that, let's be honest, the vast majority of players wouldn't think twice about when seeing. With that said, hero gear is something that to me could and would be awesome to see. Even taking it a step up from Black Ops 3's gold hero gear, Black Ops 4 could maybe add in something like diamond hero gear that could even perform like the diamond camo does on your weapon and change colors as you progress through kills or even levels. This would of course be something that would be grindable and unlockable directly through playing, and it's also something that you could show off physically in-game that other players would actually take notice of. If you get killed by someone running around in bright purple diamond hero gear, that is definitely something you're going to remember seeing and say, maybe that's something that I want to grind for. So hero gear definitely is something that is missing from Black Ops 4 as of right now, and also something I would love to see added to the game. Another thing that Black Ops 4 is missing that was a huge part of Black Ops 3 is weapon bribes, or just bribes in general for that matter. We have a black market here in Black Ops 4 just like in Black Ops 3, and we've seen things like the triple play appear here and there, so to me, adding in weapon bribes is yet another thing that would be extremely beneficial to the player base. Things like the Grand Slam back in Black Ops 3 that required us to win 125 games in order to receive a melee bribe and a weapon bribe had me staying up night after night grinding out match after match so that I could ensure myself a brand new DLC weapon. And seeing as we have things like reactive camos, mastercrafts, and even signature weapons, I feel like a bribe system could really work well here in Black Ops 4. It'd give players a chance to earn the high value content that pretty much everyone out there is striving for, and it's also something that would get players actively playing the game with a solid end goal in place. For me personally, I get burnt out a lot when I end up playing for extended periods of time with no real end goal in sight. But say if I had a bribe to finish up or hero gear to unlock, you can bet your money I'm going to be playing a few extra matches each day. Continuing on, another thing that I think Black Ops 4 is still missing at this point is some form of daily rewards and or daily challenges. This to me is something that World War II did incredibly well with its Quartermaster area and daily login bonus, granting players free armory credits literally for just logging on. Even on days when I found myself too busy to play a couple of matches, I still went out of my way to specifically log into headquarters just so I could get my extra armory credits to spend at a later date. That, coinciding with the contract system that was implemented into the game, had me grinding out random challenges all day long as often as possible because I knew at the end of the day I was going to benefit from playing the game naturally and could acquire future content simply just by playing the game, which is a function that I certainly took for granted back in the day, as now here in Black Ops 4, your ability to earn the majority of the valuable content depends either on your luck worth reserves and or your bank account, because the majority of the content most players want to get their hands on, like blackout characters and weapon variants, are all tied up behind COD points or reserve cases, leaving a sour taste in the mouths of many. And piggybacking off of that, another missing feature is a way in which we can earn COD points through playing. As much as I try to avoid comparing Call of Duty to other titles out there, two of Black Ops 4's biggest competitors in Fortnite and Apex Legends both have ways in which players can naturally earn the in-game currencies, and both of those games have their own in-game currencies available in their battle passes. So for Black Ops 4 to not have any ways to naturally earn COD points, and to not include COD points in the operation tiers, to me is a massive bummer. Because, going back to my previous point, mostly everything of high value here in BO4 is locked behind a paywall in some way or another and cannot be earned naturally through playing the game, which is really something you'd expect to see in a mobile game littered with microtransactions, not a game that off the bat costs $60 or $110 if you want the season pass. Moving on, another thing that is still missing from Black Ops 4 that I personally am really bummed about is more support for Blackout Custom Games. Quite honestly, out of everything I've mentioned so far on this list and everything that's yet to come, Blackout Custom Games Support might be what matters to me the most, just because of how much I am enjoying Blackout right now. And with that, as of right now, Custom Games in Blackout doesn't really have a whole lot of use, besides maybe getting screenshots for thumbnails or just goofing off with a few of your friends. You can't really get that many players into a game, and with only a handful of people running around on a map that large, Custom Games really isn't adding too much to the game in general. However, if you could say have a custom game filled with 50 players and have custom options for loot spawns and even the zone speed and whatnot, you could end up having some very interesting matches. And to add on to that, Blackout tournaments could actually be a thing. Of course, there's been various attempts at Blackout tournaments in the past, but having, say, 25 teams of 2 players drop into the same match to duke it out with one another, rather than just having a ton of players drop into random matches, I think would be incredibly fun, and I personally would love to partake in those shenanigans. So hopefully, sooner rather than later, Blackout games get a little bit of an upgrade, if you will. The sixth thing that is still missing from Black Ops 4 that I think could greatly increase retention across all 3 modes is different dark matter variations for each game mode, meaning one specific dark matter for multiplayer, one for zombies, and one for Blackout. When Treyarch originally announced Mastery camos would be coming to all 3 modes, they specifically stated that they did not want players to use their multiplayer dark matter in Blackout since it didn't have any physical ties to Blackout gameplay. But then just to go out and copy and paste the same dark matter from multiplayer, and Gold and Diamond too for what it's worth, into Blackout and Zombies, to me completely contradicts why Treyarch wanted to keep the dark matter camo specific to each mode. Even having something like blue dark matter for Blackout, green dark matter for Zombies, and red dark matter for multiplayer, to me would be a little bit more enticing than what we have now, and the fact that dark matter has absolutely no variation at all between the modes right now is a major letdown for me. Finally, we've got a bundle of things missing that I'm sure you guys all saw coming, and that is combat records and leaderboards. In other wishlist style videos I've made for Black Ops 4, both combat records and leaderboards have been included in those, and seeing as they are still missing from the game right now, they've got to be included in this one as well. Granted, I don't understand the whole process behind implementing a public combat record system or a leaderboard system. I feel like out of all things game developers can do, those are 2 relatively simple ones, so not having them in a game this late into a franchise like Call of Duty, where they were an icon and a staple in previous Call of Duties, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, it seems kind of weird. However, as of the other day, Vondahar did actually respond to a tweet saying that Treyarch does have an announcement regarding combat records in specific coming soon, so I'm definitely interested to see what arises from that situation, if it's something that is going to be coming or if it's something that they've just completely given up on. Either way, for me, combat records and leaderboards would be a nice feature to see added to the game, but at this point I feel like we've also got to ask the question, is it too little too late as of now? Meaning that if Treyarch were to add in combat records and leaderboards, say in the 1.16 update later at the end of the month, is it something that people are going to praise, or is it something that people are just going to ridicule because it took so long to make its way into the game? With that said though, that is effectively going to wrap things up for today. Those are 7 things Black Ops 4 is still missing. Of course, if you guys have anything to add to this list, definitely let me know down in the comments below, and while you're at it, if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like on it, as it does really help out the channel. Lastly, if you guys are new here to the channel and you'd like to stay up to date with everything Black Ops 4 related, definitely consider subscribing with your post notifications turned on. That way you'll always know when a new video goes up. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.